Hey Facebook, it's noon. I'm still excited. Man, what a day. What a day. I'm trying out this new microphone, so I hope you all can hear. I'm gonna wait till some people jump on and then ask you for a little feedback. Let me know if y'all can hear me or not. I don't know if this microphone's working. I tested it, but I tested it on record. You can hear me, Steve? Tavana, hello. Can you guys, is there audio with this, y'all? I'm just trying to see. Loud and clear. Okay, awesome. I'm pumped. I'm so excited today. Like, I woke up excited and motivated and inspired today. Yes. So I'm going to let Facebook do its thing and build the audience or whatever that it says it's going to do. Hey, Alina. And I'm going to hope that the pigeons stay away from me because they're back today. I don't know why I keep trying to do these outside. I probably need to just stay in my office and do them, but it's so nice out today. So I titled this Facebook Live, and I did, I did something I don't ordinarily do. Typically when I do a Facebook Live, I will just jump on randomly and tell you whatever I got to say. But when I'm telling you, y'all, this word was a download this morning. It was a download. Like, I'm in the shower, getting ready to get in the shower, and I was just like, ooh, yes, I feel that. So, I'm going to get into what I wanted to share with you all. And I would appreciate if y'all share this video out, share this Facebook Live out. I totally will appreciate that. And somebody's going to be blessed from this word today, because when I'm telling you, it was a game changer for me. When I really thought about it, I was like, yeah, we need to have this conversation. This is something we need to talk about. And so, I did a Facebook Live earlier this morning, and this kind of came up on me after I did that other video. And one of the things that I was sharing is that as a speaker and an author, I tend to look at things differently than I used to before I kind of found my purpose. And so this morning I was thinking about the Facebook Live that I did earlier today, and then all of a sudden this download came to me, and it was just like, seriously, today is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. Like, how powerful is that? Today is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. So how you living? Like, when you think about that, do you change what you do? Do you change how you think? Do you change up the program? Or are you just going to continue to just go through each and every day, letting life happen around you? Or are you gonna work towards it? Are you gonna create that? And so one of the things that I was thinking about, so I'm a big play on words, and so I like to understand words and truly the meaning behind them, because like I said, this just sort of popped in my head this morning, that today is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. And I'm like, well, think about that for a second. What is a dress rehearsal actually? And so I'm gonna read y'all the definition of a dress rehearsal. This is what I looked up. Here, right here. I looked this up. So no lie. The final rehearsal of a live show in which everything is done as it would be in a real performance. You tracking? Give me a thumbs up if y'all tracking. Send me some hearts if y'all feel that. A dress rehearsal is the final rehearsal of a live show in which everything is done as it would be in a real performance. So I thought about that for a second. Everything is done as it would be in a real performance. So today is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. What does that mean? Well, it means that everything that I do today, I should be doing as if my destiny has already occurred. Like, that was that aha for me this morning. That pumped me up so much when I thought about that. Like, my day, every single day Every day is a dress rehearsal for my destiny. So how am I going to live that? Well, according to that definition, then I must live that as if it would be done in a live performance. So I have to live as though I've already reached my destiny. And so I was thinking, okay, so if I wanted to change things up, right? And I want to start doing things different. What does that look like? And so then I was thinking about, what kind of other rehearsals are there? So I was thinking about wedding rehearsals, right? Because a lot of times people talk about, the rehearsal dinner, or the wedding rehearsal. And I want y'all to think about this for a second. Real talk. When you're planning a wedding, you spend months upon months planning for one day, one moment. You spend months planning for that one day and that one moment. But how many days have you spent planning for a life? I mean, that's really what this amounts to. So if we're talking about dress rehearsals, we have dress rehearsals for plays. We have dress rehearsals for concerts. We have dress rehearsals for pretty much anything and everything that you can think of. Do we work that hard at planning our lives? Do we work that hard at getting ready for our destiny? Like I'm telling you, this download this morning was so powerful to me. It is a game changer. It's a game changer, because when you think about that for a second, those of you who are married, and I know maybe it's a little bit different for the guys than it is for the ladies, but you spend and invest months and months and months planning for this one day. And so the rehearsal dinner happens, or the rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner, whatever, happens the night before the wedding, correct? Or a couple days, whatever. Well, so what does that look like? Well, I mean, what is the purpose of that? And the purpose is to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, everybody knows where they're supposed to be, and that everything goes according to plan. So we're planning for that one day, but we're not planning for the rest of our lives. And then we wonder why the divorce rate's so high. Did you plan for the lifetime, or did you just plan for the day? Then I was thinking about athletes, right? If you've listened to Kobe or LeBron, and they're like, I knew my whole life this is what I wanted to do. LeBron talks all the time about he wants to be the best, beyond and above all else. They plan their whole lives for that destiny. And so then you look at that greatness and what that looks like all grown up, and you're like, man, they're amazing, they're incredible. They're prepared, they planned. Because you see, their whole life was a dress rehearsal for that moment in the NBA. When I look at, my Broncos, so Peyton Manning, they say Peyton was a student of the game, right? And so growing up in the Manning household, Archie's going to bring you up through the ranks, right? So there's planning. Every athlete who's great, look at Venus and Serena, right? They started this plan was laid out before them, long before they were ever great. This destiny of greatness required planning. It didn't just happen. Every single day has been a dress rehearsal for your destiny. And so think of all the great performers, the great artists, the great athletes. What made them great? It didn't just happen. It was a plan. They were prepared. Every day for them is a dress rehearsal. So I was thinking, so if I could summarize that up into 5 or 6 steps, like what does it look like to really make every day a dress rehearsal for your destiny? And so I said, if I'm gonna start living that way, because this is what I'm challenging myself to do, and I'm challenging other people to do, what's that look like? So the first thing you got to do, begin with the end in mind. Know where you're going. Know what you want. I mean, what does it look like all grown up? What does greatness look like? What does your destiny look like? What does success look like to you? What is the here and after, the ever after, the relationships? What does that look like for you? It's not about me or about what it looks like for me. My destiny is different. Each one of us have a different calling on our lives, and every day is a dress rehearsal. But you got to figure out what that is for you. Like, you can't waste a day. You know, you just gonna sit around and hope that something magnificent happens? My mentor always says, anybody wake up in the morning think about how can I give Marcy some money? And although I would like to laugh at that, that's so true. Anybody woke up this morning and said, hey, how can I pay her? How can I make her great? It's my job. It's my job. It's my dress rehearsal. So I'm going to plan for my life. I'm going to do that. So number one, begin with the end in mind. Know what you want. Know where you're going. Envision that. See that. Figure out what is your purpose? What is your goal? And don't let it be swayed by what someone else tells you it should be. I wasted, I can't tell you how many years of my life doing something that was not rewarding to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a magnificent career, loved my clients, I loved my staff. But at the end of the day, when I came home at night, I had to look in the mirror and say, was that rewarding to me? Did I change anyone today? Did I change the world today? And my answer would be invariably no, I didn't. That wasn't my destiny to do those things, to be in the career that I was in. It was lucrative. I had a great time. Like I said, I love my clients. I love people. So it was good for me in the moment, but it wasn't my destiny. So if I had 40 years of dress rehearsals and at no time during that 40 years was I focusing on my destiny, what was I doing? Now I only got how many years left? Who knows? But I know what my destiny is. So now my dress rehearsal is going to look very different than it did for the past 40 years. Very different. So number one, your dress rehearsal. Begin with the end in mind. Decide what your purpose is. Figure out what your destiny is. And then that's how you begin to lead your life. And I say lead your life, not live it. Lead your life. You are the leader. You're the CEO of your life. What are you waiting for? You ain't gonna let somebody else run your company. Stop letting other people run your life. I'm telling y'all, this is fire to me today. On fire. Do you hear me? The second thing was, when I'm thinking about what is a dress rehearsal, what does this look like? How do you frame this? How do we put steps in? How do we make this actionable? So you figure out what the roles are. I gotta know what players I need. So I figured out what my destiny is. So I know what the end is. This is what I want it to look like all grown up. Now, who do I need on my team to get me there? What roles, what positions? What do they need to play? If you're the CEO, you choose that. When was the last time you heard of somebody hiring somebody for a job and the person came in and they got to pick what they do? Never. Never, ever in life. So stop. You're the CEO. It's your destiny. It's your life. Lead your life. It's your dress rehearsal today. So what are you going to do? You pick the roles. You figure out, based on my destiny, what kind of people do I need to have around me? What kind of skill sets do I need to have? What kind of financial means do I need to have? What kind of vehicle? What kind of car? What city do I need to live in? Like, plan it out. Lead your life. Don't wait for destiny to happen. It doesn't just happen. It's strategic. It's strategic. So begin with the end in mind. Number 2, decide who the players are. Know your cast of characters. What roles are you needed? Number 3, dress rehearsal is casting. Who am I putting in those positions? And then you look at some of these athletes, right? They make millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they got their mamas and uncles and cousins and homies being their managers, and they end up broke. Not because they didn't know what their destiny was, not because they didn't have the skill set, not because of any of that, but because they had the wrong cast of players playing the wrong position. That's what it is. They're not broke because they didn't have the abilities. They don't lose their money because they had no right to it in the first place. No, they earned it. They did all the things they needed to do leading up to getting to where they wanted to be. They knew what their destiny was. They did the dress rehearsals. They went to the practices. They listened to the coaches. They watched the film. They did all of those things. They did everything right, and then picked the wrong cast of characters to play the part. So think long and hard about who your cast of characters are. Who do you want on the road to your destiny with you? My mentor, Dr. Will, has a I don't even know what he calls it, but I know what it is. So I'm gonna call it a success model, right? And so what he talks about, and like I said, I think he has a different name for it. And honestly, I don't know, but I know the concept and I know that it works. So right, Gillette, trying to bring people along who aren't ready. Exactly. So this is what my mentor taught me. There's four things that you need, and he's talking about it in business. I'm talking about it as far as your destiny. Now, whether that's personal, it's professional, if it's relationships, if it's weight loss, whatever your success is, whatever your destiny is, whatever your topic is, these are 4 things. He says you need a visionary. You need a visionary, somebody who can see it, think it out. You need a strategist. That's your planner. That's the person who's gonna make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, that you're not dotting T's and crossing I's. So you need a visionary, you need a strategist. You need a speaker. You need someone who's going to be able to talk about your message, to deliver the message. And then you need doers. That's what you need on your team. A visionary, strategist, speakers, and doers. And like I said, matter of fact, I'm about to change the name. I'm going to call it my destiny model. I can't remember what Dr. Will calls it. He totally calls it something else, and I'll probably be like in a doghouse for not being able to remember the exact name. But I know the model. I know that it works if you follow it. So we're talking about your destiny, right? We're talking about today being the dress rehearsal for your destiny. And I don't know what that sound was. Today's the dress rehearsal for your destiny. So what's that look like? 1, begin with the end in mind. Number 2, decide what roles you need. Number 3, your cast of characters. And so we talked about the four key components of that destiny model, of that success model, right? You got your visionary, your strategist, your speaker, and your doer. So figure out for you who those people are going to be. Number 4, this is a big thing. And I think this is where a lot of us go way wrong, and we fall short of achieving our goals. We fall short of success. Even if you've done all of those initial things, if you don't do this one and you're too afraid to do this one, you don't have the courage to do it. You're trying to people please. It's not going to work. So what's number 4? Number 4, don't be afraid to cut non-performers. Don't be afraid to cut non-performers. So you've decided what your destiny is. You've decided, you began with your goal in mind. You know what the end is. You know what you need. You've picked your cast of characters. You've put them in place. It ain't working. They're not working. Your visionary don't have a vision. Your strategist can't come up with a strategy. Your speakers don't speak up. And your doers ain't doing nothing. Now what? You need the team. You need when you think about a movie, right? Think about a movie. And so at the end of the movie, you got all of the credits rolling, right? And you got the hand grip, the key grips, the stage left, the person who brought the coffee, the lighting person, the whatever. I don't know what all the positions are. I'm not a filmmaker. But what I know to be true is that it takes all of those things to make the movie happen. Now, it's your destiny. It's your movie. You playing the leading role. But what, you gonna star in it and run the camera too? No. You're going to star in it, run the camera, be the promoter and the director all at the same time? No, you're not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So make sure that when you cast your characters and you put them in position, make sure they're performing and doing what you need them to do. If they're not doing it, cut it. Let them go. Like, think about that. It's your life that you're leading. And you're going to let non-performers mess your whole life up? That's what you're going to do. You're going to let non-performers mess your whole life up because you didn't have the courage to tell them to go sit in the corner somewhere. You can't be a people pleaser. You can't be. I stopped people pleasing in 2012 and it was the best thing I ever did for myself. The best thing I ever did for my happiness. So, number 1, begin with the end in mind. Number 2, decide what roles are needed. Number 3 is your casting. Who are you putting in position? You got your visionary, you got your strategist, you got your speakers, and you got your doers. That's what you need. In a nutshell, that's what you need to be successful at it, whatever you're trying to do. Oftentimes, the hardest thing to do is exactly what's needed. We try to avoid and wait. Exactly, Gillette. Let me repeat what she just said because that's so important. It's crucial. She said, oftentimes, the hardest thing to do is exactly what's needed. We try to avoid and wait. Think about that. We try to avoid and wait. It's your destiny. It's your life. You gonna wait? What? Who does that? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I want to know. If I'm running a company and you come in and you the latest, greatest, nextest, newest employee, but you're not performing, and I know that this is where I'm trying to take my company to, this is the level I'm trying to get to, I will not hesitate to cut you. There's a process. It's all a process. Leading your life is just like leading a business. There's a process, and there's a process to eliminating people that are holding you back. Not everybody's going to get your vision. It's not their vision. It's yours. Own it. Own it. It's not their destiny. This is your dress rehearsal for your destiny. This is your day. This is your time. This is your life to lead. Don't wait. Don't wait for people to catch up. Don't wait for people to get it. Don't wait for people to understand. Don't wait for approval. If they're not performing, cut it. Period. It's like not even any other, like there's not even a nice way to say that. It's not even a nice way to say that. You got to go. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you got to go. It's not personal, it's business. It's my life. And if I want my life to be great, if I want to be happy, if I want to be healthy, I want to be healed, I want to be whole, I don't have time to wait for you to catch up. And it's a process. So yeah, I might have a conversation with you that says, hey, this is where I'm going. I'd like for you to come along. Are you ready? You say, yeah, but you're really not. I might have a conversation with you that says, hey, remember when we talked about what I needed you to do? You're not ready. And then I might have another conversation that says, hey, guess what? We've had all these conversations and you know what I need and you know what I expect and you know the direction that I'm headed. You know where I'm trying to get to, and you've shown me that you're not ready. So I need to go on without you. It's not personal. I still love you. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you the best. But this isn't about you. This is about my destiny. This is about my happiness, my health, my wholeness, my healing. It's not about you. I'd like for you to come along, but if you're not ready, I understand. Feel free to stay where you're at. And be okay with that. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. Because I guarantee you, if you walked into work tomorrow and you wasn't doing what you were supposed to do, your boss going to tell you to go sit in the corner. They're going to come in and have a conversation with you. And what is it? There's a process, right? So you got the initial conversation. You're not performing. You got the performance appraisal review. So you have your employee review. You're not performing. So then you're going to lower my marks. And then there's maybe what? A written warning, right? And then there may be suspension. And at the end, if we went through the process and you're still not performing, you got to go. Because we have a vision for this company. I have a vision for my life. I am the leader. And so when I'm talking about leadership development, personal leadership development, this is what I'm talking about. Be willing to lead your life. You are the primary stakeholder. You're the sole provider. You're the CEO. You're the leader. It's your life. It's your destiny. Every day is your dress rehearsal. And what are you doing with it? It's not for me to judge. It's not my destiny. It's not. It's not my destiny. It's not my dream. It's not my goal. It's yours. And so if it's your dress rehearsal, begin with the end in mind, right? Begin with the end in mind. Know what it looks like. Know where you're going. Know what your destiny is. Figure out what that is. It might be weight loss. It might be a happy relationship. It might be happily single. It might be whatever you want it to be. It's your destiny. You get to decide. You figure out the roles you need. Who do you need to be in your corner? And what do you need them to do? And how do you need them to do it? You're casting. So if I've got 5 people that I want to bring on my team and take to my destiny, they gonna ride with me. We got this. We're a team. We got this. This is the vision. This is where we're going. This is how we're gonna get there. I'm the leader. I'm gonna direct all of this. And then I'm going to decide, do I want you to be the visionary? Do I want you to be the strategist? Do I need you to be a speaker? Or do I need you on the team with the doers? Do I need your feet on the ground? And then once I've decided that, I'm going to let you know where you fall into that plan. And once you know where you fall and the vision is clear, the direction is clear, I've done my part. Now it's up to you to perform. And if you don't perform, you gotta go. It's not personal. I wish you well, but you gotta go. Like, it's my destiny. It's my life. It's my life. So, and then at some point, you know, you're looking back and you're like, okay, this is where we're at. This is who's on the team. This is what they're doing. This is what the assignments are. We've got rid of the non-performers. Now what? Now you walk through it, baby. You walk through it. Every single day you walk through it. You visualize in your mind, like, this is what it looks like. If it's weight loss, I might have pictures on my refrigerator or whatever about what I want to look like when I reach my goal. If I want to be, I would say a singer, but y'all know I cannot sing. And so this is one thing too, like I'm gonna always be realistic about what what your destiny is, because I'm really convinced that all the singing lessons in the world are not gonna make me Whitney Houston. It just ain't gonna happen. And if you have friends on your team who are telling you, oh, go ahead, girl, go on, so you think you can dance, knowing you can't dance, cut them. If they let you go out into the club in some kind of crazy outfit, knowing that you trying to represent yourself in a certain way, cut them. They're not performing. They're not performing. And so don't be afraid to say that they're not performing. Let them know that. Let them know that. Because I guarantee you, the circle I have around me, if I said, hey, you guys, guess what? I have a new vision for my life and I want to go on The Voice. They're going to be like, no, you're not. That's what you're not going to do. Now, granted, it's my life, it's my destiny, but in part of picking your cast of characters, you got to have people that are willing to keep it real with you and keep it 100. They can't just tell you what you want to hear. And don't surround yourself by yes people. That will hurt you more than it will help you. I guarantee you that. You need people that are going to force you to be honest with yourself. And when you get off track, they need to be able to tell you, and you need to give them permission to stand up. But you're the CEO, you're the leader of your life. And so you still, at the end of everything, when all's said and done, you got to assess, was the feedback valid? Was the feedback that they provided for you with the right intentions? And is it applicable? And, I say all the time that, well, the ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water inside. So make sure that the team that you have inside is going the same direction as you, and they understand the mission. So walk through it. Walk through it. Like every single day. Great athletes, great musicians, great talents. Every day is their dress rehearsal. You don't see athletes out there saying, "Oh, I just showed up to the game." No, they had practice. What Allen Iverson say, it's just practice. Yeah, AI, it's just practice, but it's important. Practice is important. Walk through it. Every day is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. So how you living? Are you living like it is? Or are you living like destiny is just going to happen? I don't know. Not for me to know. It's your destiny. You're the leader of your life. I'm not. But I'm telling you what, when I got this download this morning, it was a game changer for me. And I hope that y'all have shared this video, because it's a game changer for somebody else. It's a game changer. So I'm gonna walk through the steps again. I know there's some people that just jumped on kind of late. Everything is flying all over this table. It's beautiful out here, but it's a little bit windy. So the steps are: every day is a dress rehearsal for your destiny. So how you living? Number one, begin with the end in mind. Figure out what your purpose is. Figure out what makes you happy, what makes you feel whole and complete and settled. I always say, if it's not right with my soul, then it's not right for me. And it has to sit right in here, or it's never going to grow. It's never going to flourish. So begin with the end in mind. Decide what you need on your team. Decide, the kind of car, the kind of place, the kind of marketing, the brand, the identification, figure out what you want all of that to look like all grown up. You have to decide what the roles are before you can go out and do number 3, which is your casting. Figure out who's going to be on your team. And then figure out what position they're going to play. You got your strategist, your visionary, your strategist, your speakers, and your doers. That's who's on your team. In a nutshell, and then you can do individual assignments from those 4 positions. And then number 4, if they're not performing, cut them. It's not personal. It's business. It's your life. It's your business. 3 kinds of business: your business, my business, and God's business. I'm gonna mind mine. You mind yours. And the same thing goes with when you're filling out your cast of characters. You're doing your casting. What roles? What part do they play? And then those roles, once you've cut the non-performers, you have everyone in the right position. The vision is clear, the direction is clear, the cast is clear, the positions are clear, and then you just walk through it every single day. You visualize it every day. You work towards it every day. You don't waver from it. You don't waver. So how you living? That's what I want to know. How you living? Today's a dress rehearsal for your destiny. How you living? Me personally, I'm going to do some things different based on this download. I mean, I woke up today and I was motivated and I was inspired and I was excited, and I couldn't even really quite put my finger on it. And I jumped on that Facebook Live this morning after listening to a radio program. I shared a message this morning, and when this hit me, I was like, yeah, I needed this. And oftentimes what I need and what the lessons that I learned, that's what I share. That's what I put out. So in my workshops or in the books that I write, I share my life lessons. I want you to learn the lesson. I don't want you to have to take the class. And this download was for me, but I think it was for someone else maybe today too. So if you haven't already shared this, please share it. Please share it. I made sure that when I did the posting this morning for this video, I made sure that it was public so that you can share it. Because we don't know how much time we have left. Hey, Aquila, how are you, honey? Miss you, girl. We don't know how much time we have left. So every single day, if your destiny is back here somewhere and you don't know how much time you have left, you really want to waste a day not doing something to go towards it? Like I said, I had a great career, very lucrative, made good money, allowed me and afforded me a lot of independence, got me into doors that I couldn't have got into on my own. But it wasn't my destiny. It wasn't my purpose. It didn't make me feel happy, healthy, healed, and whole at the end of the night. So I wasted 40 years of dress rehearsals. What are you going to do? How you living? Bet you I won't do that no more. No matter what comes, I bet you I won't do that no more. Because that's a life lesson that I learned. So when this download came on to me, like every day is a dress rehearsal, you got to make the best of it. And then I was thinking, like, literally, what is a dress rehearsal? What is the point? I'm going to read y'all that definition again. I'm going to read y'all the definition again because this was powerful to me. Because words change things. Words and thoughts change things. And so whenever I get some random download that just comes from out of nowhere, I'm like, what? Okay, well, let me dive into this real quick. What does this really mean? And so I looked up the definition for dress rehearsal. The final rehearsal of a live show. It don't get more live than your life, right? The final rehearsal of a live show in which everything is done as it would be in a real performance. The final rehearsal of a live show in which everything is done as it would be in a real performance. That's a dress rehearsal. Live your life every single day as if your destiny has already occurred. You have to see it. You have to believe it. You have to plan for it. It's not just going to happen. It's not going to just happen. So remember your steps. End with the beginning in mind. Know what you need on your team. Figure out who's going to be on your cast. Make sure they're performing, and if they're not, cut them. It's not personal. It's the business of your life. You're the CEO of your life. Act like it. And then make sure that you have them all in the right position. Because you can have the best cast of characters in the whole freaking world, but if you don't have them playing the right part, it ain't never gonna work. So make sure that no matter who you have on your team, that they're playing the right position. Don't have Nene them on your team trying to be your speaker and they can't pronounce words. Don't have Sally on there as your visionary and she doesn't have an independent thought. Now, Sally might be a great speaker and Nene them might be a great visionary. Make sure they're in the right roles, no matter who's on your team. Make sure the roles are right. And if it's not, just cut it. It's not personal. I still love you. And that's the conversations, we talked about. That's the conversations you have as part of the process of really, truly, like I say, I sold out to my happiness. And that's part of the process. We teach people how to treat us by what we accept from them. Let me say that again. We teach people how to treat us by what we accept from them. And so as soon as you start demanding something different for your life and for the people around you who want to be in constant contact with you, they'll either step up or it's time to move on. And that's it. We're talking about destiny. We're talking about my life. I ain't got time to play. I'm over 40 years old. I do not have time to play. And, it could be, it's simple things. But when I tell you that everyone who is in my inner circle understands when I say I'm sold out to my happiness, I mean that. It's not a slogan. It's not just something that I say. I mean that. And so, and you got a good team when they respect that. So there have been times where some of my best friends have needed things from me, but it involved me doing something that I really felt compromised my happiness for whatever reason. And they'll say, hey, this is what I need, but I understand if you can't. I understand if it's not in line with your happiness. Because as much as I want my happiness for myself, I want happiness for my squad too. Like, I want us all winning. And that's why I do what I do. I don't host workshops and write books and do all those things because I don't care about other people. So being sold out to your happiness isn't about being selfish or self-centered. It's not at all. But what I know to be true is that I can't pour from an empty cup. And so I'm surrounded by people and I go places and I do things that refill my cup because I can't give you something that I don't have. And I can't impart happiness on you if I'm miserable. And so for me, part of my destiny is just to be happy. I wasted so much time not being happy. I wasted so much time not being happy. And if I knew then what I know now, would I have done things different? Would my dress rehearsals have looked different? Absolutely. Absolutely. So now that I've learned the lesson and I can teach a class, I have an obligation to live accordingly. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do. It wouldn't really be fair, would it? Wouldn't really be fair. So that's my message for today. I hope that I hope that I imparted something on you that will change things, that will inspire you to make every dress rehearsal count. I hope that I said something today. I hope that my download, my personal download that I was able and blessed to be able to share with you has given you some food for thought as far as what do you want your destiny to look like? What do you want? What does happiness look like for you? Like, that's what I want. I want us all winning. I want us all winning. All day, every day. So, I hope you all got down, most importantly, that definition of dress rehearsal. I hope that you have gotten down the steps. 6 steps. 6 steps to executing your daily dress rehearsal. 6 steps. Begin with the end in mind. I'm gonna go over them real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of here. Begin with the end in mind. Decide the roles that you need. So number 1 is begin with the end in mind. Number 2, decide the roles that you need. Number 3, your cast. Who are you putting in position? Who's going to be on your team? Who's going to help you execute the vision? Make sure that you have someone in each of the 4 critical categories. You have your strategist, you have your visionary, your speaker, and your doer. And then based on your cast, and assign the roles appropriately. And if they're not performing, cut them. It ain't personal. It's not. I promise you. And as you walk through those exercises and you start becoming comfortable in really truly selling out to whatever your destiny is, you learn to cut them from the team in a way that they don't feel slighted or belittled. Some people are still going to be offended. Some people are not going to be happy, but that's okay. And like for me, when that's happened to me in the past, it has affirmed for me that they weren't meant to be in my inner circle, because the people that are closest to me, the people that I allow to get that close to me, have to want what's best for me. And if you can't understand that you not being a performer on the team isn't what's in the best interest of the vision, then I'm okay with you not wanting to play a role at all. I'm okay with you saying, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna talk to her no more. She thinks this or she thinks that. Guess what? I'm not here to please you. Life is too short and I'm too old." So cut the non-performers. Make sure that once you've done your final cuts that everybody's in the right position, and then walk through it. Number 6 is walk through it. Every single day, visualize your success, visualize your happiness, visualize the destiny all grown up. So that's my message for today. That was the download. I'm so excited. Like, I'm pumped. I hope y'all are pumped too. I hope that that you got something from this. I hope that it was a game changer for you like it was for me. I'm sitting on my cords. I wasn't good. I really hope that it was a game changer. So I am about to get off of here. I think it is it's after 12 because I jumped on at noon. So it's lunchtime. I'm going to go fix some lunch, get in my office, and get some work done. So in the meantime and in between time, thanks for living my life on Mars, y'all. I'm out.